Have you ever pondered what it was like to be the older brother in the parable of the prodigal son? The one who stayed behind, worked hard, and watched his younger sibling squander his inheritance, then return to open arms? In the parable of the prodigal son, we often focus on the wayward younger son and his journey back to his father. But today, we're going to look at the story from a fresh vantage point, the eldest son's perspective. Imagine being the eldest son. You've been dedicated, loyal, and hardworking, doing everything right, fulfilling your obligations without fail. Then, your younger brother demands his inheritance prematurely, essentially saying he wishes your father was dead. He leaves, squandering everything on a life of excess while you stay behind, working diligently on the family farm. You continue to fulfill your duties day in and day out without a word of complaint. The days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. Then one day you see a familiar figure in the distance. Your younger brother returns, penniless and broken. Instead of the chastisement you expect, your father runs to him, embraces him, and even throws a lavish feast to celebrate his return. The feeling of injustice is palpable. You've been here all along, working tirelessly, and yet your father has never thrown a feast for you. You feel overlooked, unappreciated, even resentful. It's a complex mix of emotions that can be difficult to navigate. But as the parable unfolds, we see the father's love extends to both sons equally. The father's response to the elder son's protest reveals a profound truth. He says, "My son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours." It's a gentle reminder that the elder son's faithfulness wasn't unnoticed or unrewarded. From the eldest son's perspective, we learn that it's not just about doing the right things, but having the right heart. It's about understanding that our Heavenly Father's love is not something we can earn with our deeds. It's freely given, abundant, and available to all, regardless of our past mistakes or perceived righteousness. The eldest son's story reminds us to guard against a spirit of entitlement, resentment, or self-righteousness. It teaches us to rejoice in the redemption of others, even when it seems they've done less to deserve it. As we reflect on the parable of the prodigal son, let's remember that it's a story of two sons, both loved by their father. The eldest son's perspective gives us a deeper understanding of the father's love, a love that is patient, generous, forgiving, and above all, unconditional. So next time you read the parable of the prodigal son, take a moment to consider the eldest son's perspective. It just might change the way you see the story and the father's love. Remember, each perspective in a parable holds its own unique lessons. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking to understand the depth of wisdom in these timeless tales. Before we wrap up, let's delve into some intriguing facts about the prodigal son parable that might surprise you. First off, did you know the parable of the prodigal son is also known as the parable of the lost son, making it one of the most recognized stories in the Bible? Now that's something to ponder upon. Moving on to our second fact, the term prodigal translates to wastefully extravagant. In the context of our story, the younger son embodies the term prodigal, as he recklessly squanders his inheritance on a life of indulgence. Lastly, the prodigal son parable is more than just a story. It's a lesson in grace and unconditional love. These are central themes in Christianity, making this parable a cornerstone in understanding the religion's core values. We hope these insights have enriched your understanding of the prodigal son parable. If you've enjoyed this exploration and want more, remember to hit the like button, share this video with friends and family, and subscribe to our Closer to God channel. Stay tuned for more enlightening journeys into the world of parables.